If you're watching this, I either just posted it or more likely someone was that guy who made a Michael J. Fox joke in the comments of my Skyrim VR short. So, I present to you the top 3 reasons why that joke isn't funny. And if you want to argue with me, make sure you've watched this whole video. Because I'll know. And I'll just post this again. And maybe hide your comments. So that you keep thinking you're arguing with me, but really you're just arguing with the void. It'll be funny for me. Anyway. Reason number 3. Punching down isn't funny. Period. Yeah. You're essentially punching down at people with an incurable disease. This also goes for cerebral palsy, by the way, as if that needed to be said, but I mean, here we are. I'm making this video, and I wrote it down. There's a reason. And look, I get it. Sometimes being offensive can be funny, but... Usually this requires it to be, 1, clever, and 2, have at least some context. This is a comment to strangers on a short where you're making fun of people with an incurable disease. I mean, you're also making fun of me, but that's not the point. I can take a joke. I'll get to that later. Now, you might be tempted to claim that your uncle has Parkinson's and try to call me out as virtue signaling or whatever, but 1, no, he doesn't. Stop. And 2, even if it were true, which it isn't, you likely didn't provide any of the context in your joke. And I get that you may be triggered by cancel culture. I get that. I find cancel culture can be very toxic, depending on the situation. And it's not like you made a YouTube channel just making fun of Parkinson's patients. You just made a sad attempt at a joke. But I'm not trying to cancel you. I'm just calling out that your joke wasn't funny. I don't think you should be canceled for it. I think you should just learn to be more clever. And to remind ourselves that punching down isn't funny, period. I'll only respond to comments that start with a period. Reason number 2 that your Parkinson's joke wasn't funny. It's unoriginal. Yeah. Look, I said offensive could be funny if clever, but clever your joke was not. In fact, Michael J. Fox or Parkinson's jokes are the most common jokes I get underneath my videos because VR is shaky. I get that. Followed by skooma and cerebral palsy, which, oh my god, alright. I laugh at, and I like, and I give a little heart, the skooma jokes, because at least it's not punching down, and it's related to Skyrim. Oh my god, context! Holy crap, is that context? But yeah. The Parkinson's jokes are a dime a dozen on my channel. Hence why I responded months back, posted that response a bunch, and then I wrote this video to address it. Well, that and the first response I gave was before I started using first-person stabilization, so it looks kind of terrible, and I don't know, just wanted a different video. And before you get in on me on it, yeah, I can take a joke. My favorite was the 2 Peaky Blinders jokes I got, as those were actually pretty creative. The whole, he doesn't need blah, 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 he just needs another wall. I'm like, that was great. I actually saw that, I watched that scene because of that. I never watched Peaky Blinders, but I saw that scene because of jokes on here, and I was like, alright. You, sir, win. Another one that I responded to that I thought was hilarious was, it was a title rehash. The title was, when you shoot a drugger with a real bow. And the comment was, when you shoot a drugger with a real bow after slamming cocaine and Red Bull. And so what did I do? I replied with reasons why VR is shaky, and that it's mostly the bow I use. That and the cocaine, because that'll do that. But Parkinson's, really? It's so unoriginal. And it's so unoriginal that I will only respond to your comment, defending it, if the first word begins with the letter U. To remind us both that your joke was completely unoriginal. And reason number 1 that your Parkinson's joke wasn't funny is my channel. Yeah, this one's a little weird, but bear with me here. Alright, remember back during the point about punching down when I said it's not like you made a YouTube channel making fun of Parkinson's patients? Well, my channel is me playing Skyrim VR. Okay, we get that. But after a computer issue needed to switch machines, I started over and chose to play a Breton with a Scottish accent, partially because I was trying to grab people that I used to LARP with, because they liked my Scottish accent, and I was kind of hoping to kind of play that, my old LARP character, sort of, as my Dragonborn, but not really, because it's just the game and I'm exercising. It's weird. But the relevant point is that the reference accent I used to develop that Scottish accent was based on the comedy stylings of Billy Connolly, who has Parkinson's. So yeah, I sort of have to say something, because I'm not here to make fun of Billy, and I don't want it to come off like I'm punching down at Billy Connolly or anybody else by using a Scottish accent. Usually I can get away with Scottish accents, so I think I'm fine, but I just don't want to, I don't want to have to deal with toxic cancel culture, to be honest with you. And the Parkinson's joke's a little too close to home with the Scottish accent. I don't want anybody making that connection. Of course, now I put it in a video, so they probably will. Great, Darren, you just did this to yourself. But anyway, yeah, I'm a little bit forced there. And look, just to remind you and me that part of the reason I'm calling out your joke is specifically because it's about Parkinson's, which is specifically something that Billy Connolly suffers, and specifically where I got my Scottish accent, not from him having Parkinson's. I mostly listen to his stuff from like the 70s and 80s to get the accent. But to remind us all of that, and also to remind us the fact that most people think a Scottish accent is just being loud for some reason, I'm only going to respond to your comment if it ends with an exclamation point. Alright. So in conclusion, it's not funny because you're punching down without context or cleverness. It's not clever or original, and I got too much respect for Billy Connolly to just let it go. But here's my advice. Be more clever. You have time to come up with a better comment. It's the internet. It's not like I can see how long it took you to make a joke at my expense, which, again, is fine. Make jokes at my expense. Just leave Parkinson's out of it. And I mean, that's not just a play for more watch time, I swear. Alright. Peace out, and thank you for stopping by.